During snowy days like this, many students dream of a day off from classes. For area superintendents, there are several factors to consider before canceling school. 13 on your side's Josh Albertus is live outside one local school after speaking with its superintendent and other schools in the area. And Josh, what do people need to know?
Yeah, multiple factors that go into a snow day decision here, Julia. One of them that the state only allows a certain number of snow days or days that can be taken off for things that schools can't control, like the weather, before they have to start tacking on more days to the end of their academic year. But it's not just that could be considered. It's also, as we're hearing from these superintendents, all about safety. Here in the Great Lakes state, snow days may be fun for many students.
I just went to a game and they, had a nice time communicating to me about the forecast and all of that.
But for in-person public schools, it comes with deep consideration.
No, it is not an easy decision at all, and it takes a lot of time. None of these snow days are taken lightly.
Here in Michigan, state law says schools can only cancel 6 days for reasons out of their control and still count them toward the required 180 days for their academic year. 3 additional days could be possible with approval from the state superintendent.
We have a days requirement, we have a minutes requirement, so it just depends on where we fall short. Sometimes you have to add days, sometimes you have to add minutes to the current days that you already have scheduled. Yeah, as a school district, we've had 4. We had 2 individual schools that also had an additional day of cancellation.
And at nearby Northview schools.
At Northview, we have used our 6 days.
And in Holland, the district saying on its website it had used 5 snow days so far this year, as it announced it would consider calling 2-hour delays instead of full snow days for the rest of the academic calendar when safe to do so. So as more weather was set to approach Wednesday evening, considerations were being made.
It's always safety. We want our students here. We do not want them at home when they're supposed to be with us. So if it's safe to bring them in, we want to bring them in.
Quite frankly, no matter how many days we've used or how many days we have left, if it's not safe, it's not safe. So we would go ahead and make that decision. That may leave us, at the end of the winter time scrambling to figure out what it looks like in the spring and potentially even into the summer. But ultimately, if it is not a safe day to come to school, then we're not going to have school.
And Josh, what about tomorrow? Are these schools considering calling off because of the weather?
It could certainly be possible, Julia. I'll leave the final decision up to them, but possible. Forest Hills, for one, they still had 2 snow days left, so they still have some in the bank, as some schools do. But even here, when it comes to Northview, they also, the superintendent saying it can be easier to perhaps get forgiveness in these situations from the state superintendent because this is widespread weather that's not just affecting Northview, it's not just affecting Forest Hills, it's affecting a large swath of the state. So it's possible, but again, a lot of factors to consider there before they make their decisions.
Josh, thank you for that live report. The 13 Weather Impact Team will continue to follow this latest round of snow. Search WZZM on your Roku, Fire, or Apple TV. You can download our 13 Plus app, and there you'll find live looping radar, so you can see exactly where the snow is falling here in West Michigan. You can also find weather-related stories on our website, 13onyourside.com.